Anything is possible when you have the right people there to support you. This is a quote by Misty Copeland, an American ballet dancer, and she is also the first African American to be a principal dancer for American Ballet Theater in New York City. So, who is your number one supporter? For me, my number one supporter is my mom. This is a picture of me and my mom when I was 3, and this was when I was 14. She's my biggest supporter. She supports me every single day, and she just inspires me a lot. On October 30th, 2003, I came out of her tummy, and 10 months later, she held my hands when I began my first steps. And now, even though we don't hold hands that much anymore, she still supports me every day. And no matter what, I still think that she's such a big inspiration for me. That's why I dedicate this tribute speech for her. In today's speech, I will be talking about her personal background, that is, her jobs, her hobbies, and then others' views about her. That's my dad's, my brother, and my grandma's, and also my tribute section. The reason why I chose her to give a tribute speech to. First of all, her personal background. She was born in January 1st, 1979, in a small northern city in Vietnam. It's right next to the capital city, so Hanoi is the capital city, and this is where she's from. It's a really small city though, and she was born to a lower middle class family, and her parents barely could afford for her education. That's why her childhood was really tough. She moved out when she was in seventh grade, and she took education really seriously. She was an independent girl, and by the time she turned 18, she went to the Diplomatic Academy of Vietnam. That is a really competitive university in Vietnam, and she's also the only one in my family who majored in accounting, because all of her siblings and her parents majored in medicine. They all went to medical schools. And because of her major, her first job was an accountant. And she just worked as a regular accountant. She had a 9 to 5 job. And a few years later, we moved to Ho Chi Minh City, and that's when she decided she didn't like her job at all, and so she quit her job. And then she worked for herself. And this time she worked as a real estate investor. One of her Moving on to her hobbies, one of her hobbies is obviously shopping. She loves shopping, and she's also my shopping mate too. I love shopping with her because she can pay for my stuff, and also we share the same interest too. So, for example, we would go to the same clothing store, and then she loved road trips. Um, as a family, we usually go on road trips to coastal cities in Vietnam, and we have such a blast there. And she also really likes cooking. She's one of the best cook ever. This is a picture of her ribs dish, and this is her making noodles, Vietnamese noodles. And she also really passionate about plants. She loved taking care of plants. This is a picture of my dad and her when they went shopping for plants, and she thinks that plants are the best way to decorate houses and apartments. That's why our apartment has a lot of plants. And her biggest hobby is probably traveling. She loves traveling. She loves exploring cities and countries, different cities and countries. And when Vietnam just yesterday just lifted the stay-at-home order, so her and my dad, her husband, just went for a trip to Dalat, a city in Vietnam, and she just loves traveling so much. Moving on to others' views about her. First of all, my dad's views. Um, this is a picture of my mom and my dad during Lunar New Year. They've been married for 18 years now, and my dad said that even though marriage is not perfect, it is never perfect. She always tries her best to make the relationship more interesting. She would go on dates with my dad. They hang out a lot during the weekends, and the place they usually go for dates are tea rooms. They love going to concerts with together because they have the same music taste. And also, my dad says that, quote, she can be hot tempered sometimes, but very caring, and this is also really true. She would make buy presents for my dad's on her wedding anniversaries and also my dad's birthday. She would cook for my dad's before his work. And moving on to my brother's views, that's her son, my younger brothers. This is a picture of my mom and my younger brother. This picture was taken probably like, I want to say, 5 years ago, because my brother's is 8 right now, and this was when he was around 2, so 6 years ago. Yeah. He says that my mom's is smart and she helps me with my math problems. This is true. I see this all the time. Whenever she has time, she would help him with his math problems because she's really good at math. I don't know how she is so good at math like that. And he also says that mom sometimes is strict too. This is also true. I think my mom sometimes shows tough love, and whenever my brother does something wrong, then she would sometimes yell at him or tell him that this is wrong, and she wouldn't co-sign with his wrong behaviors. But there's something that she swears by that she never swears in front of her kids, so I never hear my mom swears at all. And next is my grandma's views on my mom's. That is my mom's mother-in-law. So, background information, Asian mother-in-law, this is actually a thing because Asian mother-in-laws are really hard on their in-laws, especially daughter-in-law. This is like true in all Asian countries. And my my family and my grandpa and grandmas lived together for a couple of years for the first few years of their marriage. And my grandma says that we get along well. She's a good mother in law and she's also really respectful. I think they created a strong bond because both of my mom and my grandmother love to cook. And during Lunar New Year, that's Asian New Year calendar, they would cook together because we just have a lot of food to prepare, and also they would go shopping together too during Lunar New Year. And they honestly get along really well. And I think my grandma just not hard on my mom at all. So moving on to my tribute section, the reason why I just look up to her so much, and the reason why I decided to pick her as a person for my tribute speech. First of all, she's really hardworking. As I said before, her childhood was really tough, but she still managed to be so studious and, get all A's, all of that thing. She puts all of her effort into what she does because she's really disciplined and determined too. And her to-do list, she would make a to-do list, and at the end of the day, all of her things on her to-do list are checked. And that is my number one goal. I'm still working on it, but I think she's really hardworking, probably the most hardworking ever, hardworking person ever. And the reason why she chose to work really hard like that, because I asked my mom, is because she said she didn't want to live paycheck for paycheck, and because her family used to be not rich at all, they were somewhat poor, and that inspired her to work harder. And she also inspires me to work harder too. That's why I just put a lot of effort into my study, and also my um, put a lot of thoughts into my university choice too. And also, she's really understanding. She understands me so well. Like, even my friend cannot understand me well than she does. And that's probably because we share the same interest. We love the same clothing style, food, and we talk the way we talk also the same too. We kind of have the same hobbies, and she just understands the thought process of a teenager. So like boy problems, studying, um, my future career. She just understands it all, and it's just really easy for me to talk to her about my private problems. And also, most importantly, she's my mom. She's my best friend. I think we have such a strong bond, and we've been having such a strong bond like that for since birth, since I was born. And I honestly don't know what to do without her, because she's just such a big part of my life, and I would probably just be lost when without her. And I look up to her every day. She's my role model, and I just she just such an inspiring person to me. In conclusion, I have talked about her personal background that included jobs, hobbies, and her background, her personality, and also others' views. That's my dad's, my brother's, and my grandma's. And also my tribute section, why I decided to talk about her. Overall, I'm just thankful for my mom. I think she just she's just a lovely person, and I'm also really thankful for our great relationship, because I know that not everyone has an opportunity to have such a strong bond with their mothers like I do with my mom. And Mother's Day is around the corner. It's coming probably in like 2 weeks, May 10th. That's, yeah, so 2 weeks. And even though I can't be with her on that day because I'm in America right now and she's in Vietnam, I will still do something special for her because she's so special to me. And I just can't wait to be back at home in Vietnam in June, so like in a month. And I'm just really excited. And I just want to give a big shout out to all of the mothers in the world because they are honestly so amazing. I just think they just went through a lot, go through a lot, and they are just a solid proof for the saying that not all heroes wear capes. And I think that everyone who still has a mother or still has a strong bond with their mothers need to appreciate that more. Thank you.